Octagon girls have been a huge part of the UFC presentation for the past several years. These women make UFC events go round as they stun the crowd with their beauty and charm them with their captivating smiles. From standing in the background during weigh-ins to parading the round numbers during actual fights, these gorgeous babes are a fixture in any UFC event. That said, it isn't very surprising that even the fighters aren't impervious to the allure of the Octagon girls. Many find themselves under the spells of these heavenly vixens, but only a few were fortunate enough to actually date them. No doubt, Octagon girls and UFC fighters make an exceedingly attractive couple. Throughout the years, there have been so many stories about some of these gorgeous women dating the cage-fighting hunks of the sport. Some of them are merely rumors, but today, we're only sticking to those that are confirmed. Kyle Kingsbury and Natasha Wicks. Kyle Kingsbury's UFC career was lackluster to say the least. He lost his UFC debut to Tom Lawler in the finale of The Ultimate Fighter 8, bounced back with 4 consecutive wins, and then lost 4 straight on his way out of the premier MMA promotion. However, Kingsbury didn't leave the UFC empty-handed. 2014 was a rollercoaster ride for the California native. It was the year he finally decided to end his career, but it was also when he proposed to Octagon girl Natasha Wicks, who he is still married to this day. Wicks found her way to the UFC by competing in Maxim magazine's Octagon Girl Search. She won the contest and was declared the winner at the iconic UFC 100 landmark event in July 2009. Right now, Kyle and Natasha have a 7-year-old son. Who would have thought that the UFC would bring families together? Diego Sanchez and Ali Sonoma. Inaugural TUF winner Diego Sanchez was one of the most feared fighters in his heyday. Sanchez's aggression, speed, and power, combined with his penchant for violence, earned him his nickname that's very befitting of his personality, Nightmare. But even a terrifying competitor like Sanchez wasn't resistant to the charm of a blonde bombshell like Ali Sonoma. Like Natasha, Ali also got her ticket to the UFC by participating in Maxim's Octagon Girl Search. She ended up losing the contest, but stood out enough from the rest of her peers to be offered the position nonetheless. Sanchez and Sonoma dated each other for 2 years. Their relationship may have been relatively short, but it was apparently a serious one as they got engaged in 2007. However, their dream proved short-lived as the couple parted ways a year after the engagement. According to Ali, her ex-fiancé called the relationship off to focus on his fighting career. Frankly, choosing a career over a love life is on brand for Diego Sanchez. Lest we forget, the man is 40 years old and is still trying to get a couple more fights at Eagle FC. Tito Ortiz and Amber Nicole Miller. Love him or hate him, Tito Ortiz is a bona fide UFC legend who is largely responsible for putting MMA in the mainstream of US sports. But just like any other superstar, Ortiz's reign at the top didn't last forever. The Huntington Beach bad boy dropped the UFC light heavyweight title to his bitter rival Chuck Liddell at UFC 66. From there, he would go on to lose 6 out of his remaining 8 fights in the Octagon with a single win over Ryan Bader and a draw with Rashad Evans. Unfortunately, it wasn't only Tito's career that struggled at the time. His relationship with adult actress Jenna Jameson had also suffered, causing a fallout between the two. However, it didn't take long before Tito found a new love interest. A year after breaking up with Jenna, Ortiz and former Octagon girl Amber Nicole Miller had gone public with their relationship on social media. Ortiz miraculously found a way to end his MMA career at a high too. Lest we forget, Ortiz riding a neat 3-fight streak. But more impressively, he appeared to have learned how to make relationships work. Tito and Amber Nicole are still together today. Tiki Gosen and Ariani Celeste. Tiki Gosen didn't necessarily have a remarkable MMA career. He only had 4 fights under the UFC banner, losing every single one of them. He transferred to WEC, where he would lose 3 in a row before winning his next 2 fights in 2 different promotions and calling it a career. On the flip side, Ariani Celeste is easily the most popular Octagon girl of all time, so it's only natural to think that, if she ever dated a fighter, it would probably be a champion or a superstar, or perhaps one of the pretty boys. But that wasn't the case, as Celeste apparently started dating Gosen when the California native appeared on the UFC Fighter 10 as an assistant coach for Rampage Jackson. The two were reportedly seen making out at the Montreal airport after UFC 124. However, their relationship didn't appear to be anything serious as they went their separate ways shortly thereafter. Donald Cowboy Cerrone and Britney Palmer. Donald Cerrone is known as Cowboy for a reason. He is one of the wildest men in and out of the Octagon. He became easily one of the most beloved fighters as he favors an exciting fighting style, stays humble in victory or defeat, and oozes charisma every time he appears in front of a camera. Taking all this into consideration, it's no surprise that he once wooed one of the most popular Octagon-side girls, Britney Palmer. However, their love affair came way before they were both UFC superstars in their own right. Back then, Cerrone was one of the WEC's top stars, while Palmer was melting hearts as the promotion's top round girl. MMA's it couple, if you will. Things appeared to be headed in right directions for the pair. Both were hired by the UFC and found massive success in their respective lanes. Unfortunately, there wasn't a happy ending to their love story. The couple reportedly went their separate ways in 2017. If you're as obsessed with all things MMA like we are, make sure to follow Sportskeeda MMA on all of our social media platforms.